Hello guys, there's Reese there, I hope you're doing well. Now today what we're going to discuss are the Covenant gear sets and answer the question, are they worth upgrading to eye level 197? So as you've been going through your Covenant campaign, you may have been collecting this gear, this Covenant gear set, and noticed the ranks but thought, the eye level's a bit low compared to the gear that you've currently got, and just sort of chucked this in a bank or vended it or disenchanted it or something. Or maybe you saw the ranks but you didn't know quite how to upgrade the ranks. Well, I'll answer that in this video. Now, as of next week, which is the 12th or 13th of January and onwards, when players complete the final chapter of the Covenant campaign, which means you'll get Renown level 22, you'll be able to upgrade the Covenant gear, the campaign set, all the way up to eye level 197 at the max rank. Now, don't worry if you did get rid of this Covenant gear set because you already had better gear or whatever. You can actually buy this gear set back if you're going to want to upgrade it, and you can get those pieces for 100 anima each, which isn't a lot at all. You can get that from one world quest sometimes. The only downside to this is if you, for example, got through the Covenant campaign, one of the pieces of gear that was rank 5 out of 7, for example, when you buy it back it won't be rank 5, it might be like rank 3 or lower. You'll see when you're going to buy it what rank it's going to be at. But yeah, you will have to upgrade that piece, another couple of times compared to if you just kept the item from the original quest. But that's not too big of a downside. Now when it comes to upgrading these pieces of gear, it works in the exact same way as the PvP gear does if you've ever done that before, which most of you probably have. Where as you take the item to the vendor and then you put it in and you just upgrade it using anima. You can see a chart on the screen now of the cost it's going to take to upgrade these from each rank to the next rank. Thanks to Wowhead for the information there, for this handy chart. So in total, if you had one piece of gear that was at the lowest rank and you upgraded it all the way to rank 7 out of 7, that will cost you 1050 anima, which does seem like quite a lot, and it is quite a lot to be fair. But what you've got to remember is that as you're going through these quests, you will get items that aren't at the lowest rank. So when you're, say, in the middle of the Covenant campaign, like halfway through, it's going to start giving you pieces of gear that are rank 3 or 4. Towards the end, you will get some pieces that are rank 6 and maybe even rank 7 for the final quest, which we'll find out next week. So it will already be upgraded at quite a nice eye level. The NPCs where you go to upgrade this gear, they all are located in your Covenant Sanctum for each of the individual Covenants. But members of any Covenant can also just go to Oribos in the Enclave and speak to Aggressor Zordash in the Enclave, like I just said, and upgrade it there. You can find him in Oribos at coordinates 34.8, 56.6 on your map, for anybody that uses TomTom. So is it worth it? Is it worth doing this? For geared players, this is probably kind of useless, to be honest, unless you've been really unlucky and you've got like one slot where you've got a really poor item, or maybe the stats are really bad and the Covenant gear set might have better stats on there for you. It's unlikely, but it's possible. But really, this is probably going to shine truly for new alts, because right now you can get your renown up pretty quickly on alts. The Blizzard said that they wanted it to take around 2 weeks for someone that's just, level a new character or even change covenants to get to, current levels of renown. So you're going to get this through doing all sorts of different activities, mainly through quests and call-ins. Now the actual Covenant campaign quests are pretty easy. If you're on a fresh alt, you probably are going to be able to do these. Usually you've got like NPCs that are helping you out with combat and things, or you could even just group up for them if you're like incredibly undergeared. But what this means is, on the first week or two of having an alt, just through doing activities which focus on raising your renown level and then doing the Covenant campaign quests when you unlock each chapter, you're going to be able to get yourself a set of 197 eye level gear, quite easily, to be fair. And what's even better too, for anybody that's leveled an alt through the Threads of Fate, you're obviously going to have access to activities, mainly world quests again, which are going to grant you anima. So if you've stored up maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 anima, if you've been doing a lot of world quests and stuff, then you're going to be able to upgrade the first couple of bits of gear you get from this. Near enough as soon as you've dinged level 60 and done the first couple of quests for your campaign. So it's quite easy to get, very accessible to alts, and for anybody that doesn't do any sort of serious endgame content, if you don't raid, you don't do any sort of rated PvP, this is super accessible to all players that fall into that category, so you're going to love this. If anyone's curious, you do actually have to do the quests. Like, you can't just make an alt, even if you've got an alt in that Covenant already, you can't make an alt, get to level 60, and then just buy all this gear from the vendor straight away. You do actually have to get your renown up again and do the quests. Even if you've done them on your main character in the same Covenant, you've got to do the Covenant campaign quest before you can buy this gear from the vendor. So these sets, you may have noticed, do have some nice set bonuses to them, but unfortunately they do only work out in the open world and not in any kind of raid, dungeon or PvP setting, other than world PvP obviously. And so you could get some quite fun usage out of it. It may even be worth You know, say you're a class that doesn't do very well at soloing and stuff, you could swap to this set when you're doing your world quests and things, and it might actually benefit you more. But that's just going to have to be seen in very, you know, specific circumstances for specific specs and things. The other downside potentially to these sets is that each piece does have a 250G vendor price, which means that the repair cost for this gear can be quite high. If you're rocking a full set of this gear, this could add up to quite a lot of vendor, you know, repairing over time. So it could be an issue if you don't have much gold, but probably won't affect the vast majority of players because, you know, you get a lot of gold from just doing your normal activities anyway. These sets don't come with a weapon included, unfortunately. You do get a cosmetic weapon, you know, as an option, you can get that, but there's no stats to it, so you can't actually get any value out of that in terms of actual combat. So yeah, the answer to, is it worth upgrading this set to eye level 197, the whole thing? It just depends on what you're up to with your gearing. If you do any, you know, if you're a geared character, the answer is probably no. But it could absolutely help out on your ults to get them started. You can get anima very reliably to rank up the pieces. So yeah, for ults this is perfect. For anybody else, probably not that worth doing. There we go, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video today. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please do leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. I've been LazyBeast, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.